Hey, ha ha! We are live. Welcome to the ORIN Oracles, and what a beautiful day to be alive. Today, I have the privilege of inviting a really special lady, and her name is Monica Swift, and there she is. Ha ha! So, yeah, this is going to be great. Monica is going to be bringing a whole lot of thought and wisdom to the table. So I'm going to take a few minutes here before she comes in and let you know what's happening. Life's been good here in Orin Town. The sun's been out. It's been real spring-like. I decided I'd wear my pastels today because it just felt so good. We've been like in the 60s and sunny blue skies, clear sunny blue skies. Not today, but 2 days in a row. And I did a lot of spring cleaning and got myself together. And so, anyway, life's good. Getting the trailer all dialed up, the yard all dialed up, everything. It's just been really, really lovely. And we have some other guests coming up in the weeks to come. I just want to mention next week I'm going to be joined by Brian Smith and Graham Hart from Ireland and the UK. And they had me as a guest on their radio program, which was really cool. And they're excited. We were in communication yesterday, so that's coming up. And then Lana Love's going to come up the week after that, first week of March, and or no, second week, 13th. And as always, I like to remind people if they want to participate in the ORIN Oracles. I welcome you to do so. You can submit comments if you choose. Just send them to my WEEDU SHIVAMBU Gmail account. And if you'd like to still be a part of the donation, that's still possible. All you need to do is go to my PayPal .me/WEEDU, and you'll be guaranteed a signed and numbered copy when the publishing is complete, and you'll be acknowledged in the book as well. So $25 or more is always welcome with love. So with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and prompt Monica back in. She should be somewhere in the queue, and so let's find out where she is. Why don't you go ahead and I am pulling a Benjamin Button on you. I'm reversing an age. I noticed before, Monica, you had hit you want to come in. Why don't you hit that button again? Because I went back and looked for you here, and you're already in the queue. So if you just resubmit that button, and I'll bring you in wherever you are, wherever you went. You were there a moment ago. Hello, Andrew, Xander, Marcella. Welcome, 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 welcome to all of you. Oh my God, she says, what happened? You hit it before. All you have to do is hit it again, because you are in the queue, and the only way I can change that is to stop and start, and I don't want to do that again. That's happened in the past. So hello, Carol, and welcome. And so what do you think, Monica? Where'd you go? I know you're in there. I know you are. Just hit the invite button. That's all you need to do. And yeah, hi Denise, and thanks for all your love. Denise sent me a message She said, what happened to the show? Am I late? You know, and I said, no, be patient. She says, well, the what I posted, I put up 10 a.m., not noon. So I did change that. So, Monica, where'd you go? I know you're in there somewhere. I've already got you on the ad list. And you don't see an invite button. Well, it appeared before when I was talking up front. It said, "Hey, Candy, thanks for joining us." Anyway, it's there. You're already in queue, and you know, there you're in here. You're already here. And so I don't know what to tell you. Oh, there we go. Bingo, coming in. This is great. Hey, hi, Matthew. Hey, Christy, welcome. Nice to see you. So wait a minute, I didn't decline you. I approved you. I'm adding you again. Isn't this fun? Live is so, I don't know, live. That's what makes it a charming event for me, because I can roll with it. I don't know why you keep getting declined. I didn't decline you. You have been approved. You are added. Isn't this fun? Okay, third time's the charm, I think. Come on in, Monica. You are adding.
Oh my
Hey, Heidi.
God, on my camera.
There you are.
Oh my God, I would have did my hair.
Oh, good. You know, see, this is what makes it fun, because I want to keep you very, you know, loose. So
Yeah.
having that little bit of, you know, stuff going on just keeps you in the moment.
Let's get a good picture here. There you go.
Oh, you're looking lovely today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, whatever. This is me and my all together.
Yeah. No, this is perfect. Yeah, you do look beautiful. So, first I want to say that Monica sent me some of her products, which we're going to talk about today. And they're really awesome, by the way. She sent me this. This is a magnesium oil for pain relief. You spray it on and rub it in, and I've put that to use. It works really great. And then another one she sent is called Deep, and this is a more of a salve that you rub in. And also this little neti stick in this cute little bag. I haven't tried this yet, but I'm really excited. So I want to start this conversation with you, Monica, talking about how you started in urine therapy. We're going to start there. What got you started? What motivated you to start the urine therapy group, and that kind of thing. So I'm turning it over to you. Give us some story.
Okay. Let's see. About 4 years ago. Well, I've been using alternative remedies and therapies, and I think I was on the magnesium advocates group talking about magnesium, and this woman said she wanted to talk to me privately. So I said okay, and it was this beautiful woman, and I thought it was kind of weird. What does she want to talk to me about? But anyways, we talked privately. She had metastatic breast cancer spreading all over her body, and she asked me to help her with some research for some alternative remedies. So let's see. I started telling her what I knew as far as alternative old remedies, everything like that. And she was already doing a vegan, vegetarian diet, CBD, juicing, everything, and nothing was helping. The tumor on her breast was coming out. I mean, it was necrotic. She was in constant pain. It was really bad. And in the meantime, I mean, we became best friends. We would talk for hours and just about everything. But I came across an article about urine therapy. And I had remembered that when I was 18 years old, I had read a book called Back to the Garden of Eden. And there was a short chapter about urine therapy. And at 18 years old, I was like, oh my God, that's disgusting. You know, who would ever do that? So I forgot about it. And then, you know, Back to the Future, I read about this urine therapy, started doing a whole lot of research. And after about 2 weeks, I said, this is it. You've got to try this. I mean, I think this is really it. And it turns out at that same time that I'm bringing it to her because I didn't think she would do it. I brought it to her. I had an infection in my tooth that was so painful. I mean, pus, all kinds of gunk coming out. And so I did the universal remedy, you know, 4 drops under my tongue. And I'll be damned if that toothache didn't go away in 10 minutes. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. I've been suffering with this for weeks. So I said, you got to do it. You know, please just try it topically. Because at this point, her breast, like I said, was necrotic, but it was leaking green pus. And she said the smell was like the bottom of a dirty fish tank. And I said, let's try it. Do it topically. So she did it. She wet a towel with her urine, put it on top of her breast. Then she wrapped some another towel on top of that. Then saran wrap all around her chest to hold it on. And she went to bed. When she got up in the morning, she called me right away. And she said, oh my God, the pus is stopped. It's clear now. And the smell is nearly gone. So she was sold. Yeah. So now that was the first time. After that, a lot of the members will probably remember her because we are the ones that started the urine therapy. In fact, at first she didn't want to do a group. And I said, we got to tell everybody, we got to find people who do this, you know, because we didn't know that anybody else was doing it. And I said, because it helped you this first night, we've got to do it. So I did all the legwork for the urine therapy group. And she would comment here and there on her progress. Well, she took pictures of her breast that first day, okay, that she was starting the urine therapy, because then she was going gung-ho. She said, well, what else can I do? And I'm like, you got to drink it. You got to put drops under your tongue. You got to do the topical. You got to rub your body, take up everything. So she took pictures. It was gross. And I have the pictures still. Long story short, at the 9-week mark, she took another picture. The necrotic skin was gone. The smell, the pain was totally gone. She can get on with her life. She started going back out. She had lost so much weight before she started that she felt like $1 million, you know, and and I have the after picture of, I have the before picture and the after picture. And it's new skin was forming. Yes, her nipple was gone because that's where the necrosis, was really eating away at her. But it was new pink skin. The tumor had reduced by half. She also had cancer in her lymph nodes underneath her armpit, and you could see the tumor had reduced in that area a lot. So soon after this, like a week later, she said, I'm going to my doctor and I'm going to have a PET scan done. And I'm like, no, you're crazy. You don't need to do that. Let your eyes tell you what's going on. You don't. Anyways, she didn't listen to me. She went ahead and got the PET scan. And then after that, she tried to do the urine therapy and she kept getting sick. So she couldn't do it again. Long story short, she did die a year later because she could never do the urine therapy. In fact, I mean, because everything came back, the pain, she would never send me another picture after that point to show me what her breasts looked like.
Now, can I ask, interject here? Do you suppose that this fell out of remission because of just the procedure that was done, or did they put her on some medications, or what happened?
I think she even said, and if you go back in the urine therapy under her name, Meredith Martin, you will see her comments to people about why she couldn't do the urine therapy anymore. And she thinks that the radiation that they shot throughout her body changed her DNA. Now, I don't know if that's possible, but I believe with all my heart that that radiation did something that she couldn't do the urine therapy anymore. And all of her symptoms came back and it got much worse. So,
well, it's well noted in data that the procedure for cancer, being the chemotherapy and the radiation, kill more people than the cancer itself.
right.
And that's just data. You don't have to be any
Right.
make claims. This is just knowledge that you can find easy.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's a really that's too bad.
I know.
That's just really, that is. So I want to go back a few paces because I want to talk about when you were dealing with the gum infections. Now, I had horrible gingivitis. That was from poor dental hygiene and a lot of drinking and smoking throughout my life, and several things attributed to it over time. And as a result, I ended up having all of my teeth removed. But when I would get those gum infections, and I had them frequently. I mean, the smallest particle could get in the gum, and before I knew it, it was swollen and pussing, and I'd be just scrambling to find antibiotics and stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was stupid crazy, right? And then I discovered colloidal silver. And I found that to be a rapid, I mean, within moments of swishing it into my mouth, the swelling would just go away, the pain would go away. It was really remarkable. But I so wish I had learned about urine therapy like decades ago. But I'm going to be trying something that Rosalind, she sent me a package as well recently, and I'm going to be doing this soon. She sent me some her children and her husband are all O blood types, just like me. And so she sent me baby teeth from her children, and
Really?
a combination, and a combination of their aged urine, in a bottle, and eggshells from her own chickens. And so she was telling me, we were talking on the phone just recently, she told me, grind it all up, mix it. I'm going to use some of my own aged urine in there as well and make kind of a paste. And I'm going to start stimulating my gums with this formula
Right.
to see if I can expedite the regrowth of my teeth, because I can actually feel in one spot, it feels like there's a tooth growing there. And I have, my teeth were all ultimately pulled almost, 15 years, I guess, because it was around 2003 and 4, 5, around in there that
Hmm.
I had all my teeth removed. I'm on my third set of dentures, and I'm grateful for them. But I went a year without teeth completely. I had to learn how to be humble.
Yeah.
Many ways, but
Yeah.
I can see the restorative qualities. I mean, I'm experiencing it really graphically at this point. The gray is almost completely gone out of my hair.
Hmm.
Lines in my face are just disappearing. All the numbness that I used to experience in my neck from nerve damage from my neck operation all disappeared.
Right.
So it's such a marvel. And it'd be amazing to be able to enlighten more people to the real benefits. And that's why I appreciate what you do. I appreciate the group. Urine Therapy is a fabulous group with just really sensational members. And
Yeah.
so tell us about when you started um, you actually started the urine therapy group with your friend. So this was like 4 years ago?
Right. Well, yeah, 3.5, 4 years ago, something like that. I'm trying to get out of my overhead light there. There we go. Okay. Um, yeah, and it was slow going. And she put a lot of her friends, she had 5,000 regular Facebook friends, and she just added them to the group. So we have a lot of people who just are there, but they're not really active, even though we have a lot of active members, which, is really good. I'm really proud of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, and I've kept it going. And let's see, um, when you joined the group, things started, it was kind of in a lull, the group for a while, um, because I was busy. I wasn't on it all the time. But then when you joined the group, and started posting, your poetry and everything, all of a sudden we started getting more interest, and it's been taken off ever since. We get probably between 80 and 100 people a week who want to join the group. Of course,
That's awesome.
we have to weed them out. Um, so yeah, but
No,
yeah,
it's been my experience. Now I've been doing this over a year now, and the uh, with the YouTube channel and the Facebook and all of that, and really my experience, direct experience. I can go into my YouTube analytics, and I haven't had but 3 dislikes in over 308 videos now.
oh,
And I only had like the experience of trolls like twice, I think, maybe 3 times, which I addressed them immediately, and they just went away. So I've been finding nothing but a positive in my experience so far. Everything that I've been doing seems to get a positive result. I don't know why that's so, because I hear stories
yeah,
from different people and their experience in their groups on their Facebook pages and all that. And I go, I don't know. I don't know. It's just curious to me why that's so.
yeah. We do get a lot of crazies, and then because my regular Facebook has turned into urine therapy 24/7 because there is so much activity. I am definitely more on it. Plus, I have another admin who is helping me, Carol. And then I have,
Yeah, Carol's great. Yeah.
yeah. And then there's another Carol. I don't know her last name. Darn. I
Well,
don't know her
there's
last.
Carol Gowan is one
Yes,
of the Carols.
she's an admin. And then there's Carol in the UK. She's a moderator. And then we even have Changa Taranga. She's a moderator, although not real active because she's off doing other things. And
Yeah,
then
I talked to her recently, and she's been very enmeshed in her book.
you're right. And then we
Yeah.
have Jessica. She's also a moderator. And believe me, I need all of them to help me, weed through, the new members and be on the lookout for trolls. And yes, unfortunately, we do have some trolls, but they hide real well. But eventually we get them.
Yeah, it's just weird to me. And I've been, my image has been posted in those, wacky sites more than once.
Yes,
And I just laugh. I mean, really, it's like I don't put any real energy on it myself. I just figure like attracts like, and I just don't give it any kind of any process. It's like,
right.
these are some really sad, empty people that have to
Definitely.
do these. Yeah, and so why give them any extra energy? Is from my point of view. That's how I roll. I just don't see why bother. I'm not going to give them any more than they're already desperately searching for.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really.
we're kind of the same way.
Yeah, I mean, pathetic lives seek pathetic means.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way I figure. Hi, Diana. Now, Diana, I love Diana. She's one of my faves, and she was one of my very first subscribers, really, really early on. She's always been there with a lot of love, and I
Oh,
really
cool.
appreciate her. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so let's talk about Swift Essentials. Now, when did you start doing this development with your product line?
It actually it's Swift Naturals, but that's okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Swift Essentials. Yeah, there it is. Swift Naturals. Ah.
Um, let's see, probably about 8 years ago. I First of all, I have never been a doctor runner. I don't go to the doctor. I mean, I have to be, really, really, really sick, nearly dead to go to a doctor. If if I need any kind of medicine or a supplement, I make it myself. I have a whole lot of potions going on and experiments. So, about 7 years ago, I've always known, first of all, that magnesium is very important to me. But you get busy, you don't take it, you don't, do what you're supposed to do, you don't eat right, and you're drinking soda. I was addicted. I mean, addicted to Mountain Dew. And it took me a while to get off of that. I had to switch to water keeper and kombucha, and that was able to get me off of it. But because of that, and plus a bad diet and all that, I got really sick. I had bronchitis, which turned into pneumonia, which I also had a sinus infection, ear infection, and because the pressure was so bad in this side of my face, I also got Bell's palsy. I woke up one morning and I looked in the mirror and I'm like, what the hell is this? Did I have a stroke and not know it? Everything was, gross. Anyways, yeah, so that's, and I was able to look up and fix the Bell's palsy in about a week and a half, 2 weeks. And I was working on the rest of it, and the ear infection. I did urine therapy, that kind of thing. That's about all the same time that I started learning about that urine therapy. But what I did was I also lost my hearing for 3 months. I couldn't hear. Watching TV was terrible.
Now, was that like was that a damage or just infection, inner, outer? Do you know?
No, the infection went away, but I had lost my hearing because I think it was nerve damage because it was, the sinuses went up to here. I didn't go to
Right,
a
they're all
doctor.
connected.
Right. I didn't go to a doctor. I just fixed it myself, doing different herbs, some of the urine therapy, but I wasn't drinking it or anything like that. It was just a few drops, that
Right,
kind
and
of.
you were directly applying it in the ear.
Right, right.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
No, I do my ears every day.
yeah.
I do my hair, my face, my neck, eyes, and ears with my fresh urine every day, and I like it.
Yeah.
And I do like an aged. I have my aged bottle. I spray it on, and I do that about three times a week, where I do a full body rub. And I haven't had a shower or a bath now for 2 months.
Oh, well, good. And it works
Yeah.
so well.
No, and if I had a shower, I'd probably use it. But since I don't, I haven't. But it's been a exercise of awareness.
Hmm.
It's becoming consistently and increasingly apparent to me that my pee gets the job done.
Yeah,
Everything
absolutely.
I need, it just works.
It
So
does. So,
yeah,
let's see. Back to Swift Naturals. So, um, pretty much all my life, I've had backaches, neck problems, that, you go out and you get these Bengay or whatever they
right.
have on the
Yeah.
market, and you rub it on, and it
Yeah.
never worked,
Icy
So,
hot.
I know.
Yeah.
So one time I had chickens. We had a lot of chickens. And I was out working in the chicken yard and a hornet got me. And just like, I don't know, a few days before I was reading about plantain, which is pretty much everywhere. It's in your yard. Okay, so it was right there. I picked it, a couple of leaves, chewed it up, made a goo, and slapped it on my arm. Um, and the pain, I mean, if you've ever been stung by a hornet, it feels like your skin is on fire.
So I got hornet stories.
Yeah.
Oh
So,
boy.
yes,
Yeah, yeah.
it's Indian remedy. You chew it up, you make a goo, a poultice, and you slap it on the hornet sting, and the pain is gone. It didn't itch. It was done, and I'm like, oh my God, this is a freaking weed. What the heck? So that's when I really started to research, and I was specifically looking for herbs that would stop pain. And I was also looking on the internet for how to make a salve was the best way that I thought that it would help. And I put together 10 different herbs for my pain salve. That's the one you have there. It's Pain Be Gone Deep. I put together 10 different herbs with 2 oils, coconut oil and castor oil, because those two will penetrate the skin. And I'll be danged if it didn't work. I mean, well, here's the other thing. Not only is there, and I had to learn how to do this, I had to really experiment. I also include in there DMSO, dimethylsulfona, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm talking about? Okay.
Yeah. I was reading that in your literature.
Yeah. So I put DMSO in there, combine it with the steeped oils, because I have to steep the herbs in the oils for a good 8 weeks to get them that dark and powerful. And then combine it with some DMSO, a little bit of rosemary essential oil to take the stink off of it, because some of the herbs stink. And you put it on. Within 15-20 seconds, you feel a slight tingling, cooling, or warmth. Everybody's different. It's very slight, very subtle. And then in about 10-15 minutes, the pain goes away. And the pain relief lasts for at least 5 hours.
So let me just ask real quick. These formulas, these were all just experimentations on your, were you doing other things, research, this, that, and the other, or you were just finding this out on your own? How did this occur?
I found it out on my own. It was just dumb luck that I chose. I did the research. And it seemed to me that it would work. And it did. It was just dumb luck that the first time out, these 10 herbs work great. I mean, 2 of the herbs, comfrey leaf and comfrey root, accelerate cell growth. So you could put it on an open wound, and I have many times. You put it on an open wound, my salve I'm talking about, and it will close up that wound lightning quick.
That's this one, the deep?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it closes up, because comfrey leaf and comfrey root closes up a wound really fast, the danger is that you will close into the wound bacteria, and then you got another problem. So
Right.
what I included in the formula is pau d'arco, which is a beautiful tree in Brazil, beautiful purple flowers, but I use the bark. The bark is your antibacterial, antibiotic, anti-everything, so that cleans the wound before it closes up really fast.
Now, is this something that you like order online? They ship from Brazil or something? Where do you get this product?
Well, the
Yes,
pau
sir.
d'arco you can get at any like Mountain Rose, or what is it? Mountain Rose, yeah, Mountain Rose, which they carry all kinds of herbs and different things. There's several places on the internet that have high quality organic herbs.
I
And
see.
yeah, and that's what I did. Um, the other thing that's in the formula that says under proprietary, whatever I did, however I wrote it on there, 2 proprietary ingredients, and I'll tell you what it is. Because, yeah, I'll tell you what it is. St. John's wort is one of them. Now, a lot of people think that St. John's wort is good to take internally. Oh, thank you, Carol. MountainRoseHerbs.com.
Yeah, I was just, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I noticed that
Yeah.
she posted that. Yeah.
St. John's wort is good, they say, for depression, taken as a tea. Well, through my experience, no, it's not. It's not all that good, and it could have side effects. But as a put into a salve, it's very good for nerve damage, diabetic neuropathy, peripheral neuropathy, all that. People's hands, they're going numb, their feet, for no apparent reason. St. John's wort works. The other ingredient is okay. Am I talking too much? No, I guess not. Sorry, I always
Hey,
ask.
you're my guest, you know.
I always ask this. Okay, so
And you were concerned about this. I don't think so, honey.
okay. So the other proprietary herb that I use is Echinacea augustifolia. Now there are 50 cultivars of Echinacea. Echinacea is also known as coneflower. And you see it mostly towards the fall. Everybody's garden has them. They're also used for colds and flus. And there's 49 of those 50 are for colds, flus, to make your garden pretty, whatever. The 50th, Echinacea augustifolia, is what I use. It is for severe pain. And it is also one molecule off of CBD. It has the same cannabinoids of CBD, but it's legal. And like I said, one molecule difference. And that's why I use that. And my pain salve is for severe pain. Okay, you want to hear a story? I guess you do.
Sure.
I'm sorry. I'm getting goofy now. Okay.
Oh, good. Goofy works.
Yeah. So when I first formulated this, I used it on my back. Yes, it worked. And I used it, on my neck. It worked. It's great. And I was going around to all my family. What do you got? Let's see what this can do. Nobody had a ruptured disc or degenerative disc disease. I mean, they had arthritis and back pain and foot pain, all that sort of thing. But I wanted some major pain, stuff that a doctor will say, oh, we got to do surgery. No, you don't. Anyways, my dog, who is a dachshund, jumped off the couch, landed wrong, and was totally paralyzed in his back two legs.
Wow.
So, yeah. And that happens a lot with dachshunds because they're long-bodied.
Yeah.
We brought him to the vet. The vet took a x-ray and said he has 2 ruptured discs, totally pancaked. All the goo was blown out. The goo between whatever it is. I don't know what it is.
Right.
Okay, so
I know this one too well because I've dealt with degenerative disc for decades and decades, so I know what this one is.
So, anyways, he said you have 2 options. We could do surgery, and it's not guaranteed. We don't know if he'll ever walk again, and that'll cost you $5,000, and you got to pay it right now.
Yeah.
Who got that kind of money? I didn't. I still don't. But anyways, or he says you should put him down because he'll never walk again. And I'm like, bull crap. Brought him home, shaved his back around, down the spinal area, and put My Pain Be Gone Deep on him 3, 4, 5 times a day. Within the first 2 weeks, after doing this for 2 weeks, he was up on his back legs trying to walk. He was very wobbly, but he was trying. So then I could take the diaper off because he also couldn't use, his bowels. It would just go everywhere. So he was trying to walk. So I'm like, oh my God, it's working. So did it for 2 more weeks, and walking, running, normal.
Wow.
That was
That's
it.
an amazing story.
I know. It was crazy. So, yeah, that's what happened with him. And that was 6 years ago now. And because of the comfrey leaf and comfrey root, which accelerates cell growth and also strengthens the bones. The American Indians call that herb bone knit herb. It's a leaf that's about 2 foot long, about 8 inches wide, and they would wet it, crunch it up, you know, make it mushy and wrap it around their broken arm, broken leg, whatever, and it would accelerate the healing. So, yeah, it has made his bones stronger. Believe me, he still jumps off the couch, off the bed, but he doesn't get hurt. So,
Wow, that's so
yeah,
remarkable. That's a great
I know.
story.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Pain is it's something I experienced throughout really my entire life, physical pain, and um, it wasn't really until the urine therapy that I really started to totally experience a pain-free body. I mean,
right.
I can't put a finger on anything else because I was still taking meds even 2 weeks in,
Mm-hmm.
and I was waiting for hand surgery when I started. So um, it's amazing how many natural applications that can serve without having to go to the pharmaceuticals or the surgeons or and I know that like my degenerative discs, they're healing. I know it. I can feel that.
Right.
I still get twinges. I mean, it took forever. I spent my entire life really having these symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel the recovery. I feel that happening. I can tell the difference constantly. And it's
Right.
really, I'm grateful because, it's free. Ha! I like that part. It
Yeah.
is free.
Pain
But
is
I am
terrible.
impressed with the naturals that you're creating is really remarkable. And I'm so grateful that you gifted me these couple of things. I had my very first experience with a magnesium oil
Mm-hmm.
um, just before the symposium. And I
Oh,
hadn't even heard of this. I hadn't
really?
heard of this at all. And it's funny how life works because somebody had mentioned it. It might have been, I think it was Rosalind. Rosalind and I were talking. She mentioned about magnesium oil. How curious, that I've never heard, And so
Right.
I was at my friend Ricky, the dragster driver in Sparks, Nevada,
Ah.
and he said, "Oh, dude, I was involved in this with this guy, and the guy eventually died, and the company went away. But I bought up the last, all the stock, and he had several gallons of this product. So he said, man, I guarantee you take a bath in this because it's just funny. This all took place in like a 24-hour turnaround. I just first heard of it, all this, and then all of a sudden I'm taking a magnesium oil bath, and it was really amazing.
It
How
is. It
yeah,
is. It used to be that when you were having a heart attack um, years and years ago, the first thing that they would do is give you the magnesium intravenously, and that would calm your heart down. I mean, it does so much. I was severely magnesium deficient, um, where um, if you get cramps in your legs at night, that's not for a kid. That's not growing pains. That's a magnesium deficiency. If your eyelid ever flutters for no apparent reason, it's a magnesium deficiency. Or if your scalp hurts, that's a
yeah,
mag.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, in reading your literature on these products you sent me, now I used to have severe, I mean, really severe cramping before urine therapy in my hamstring and my calves. There wasn't a night that went by in bed, and if I didn't jump up and start walking, it would
It's
just go into like a freeze form.
I
I mean,
know,
it was just severe.
right?
And occasionally, I mean, it's occasional and it's slight. I don't ever have to jump out of bed or do anything. I can just sense like there's this tinge that
Right.
goes. Oh, a cramp. So I just adjust my body, but now after receiving these and reading that literature, I'm definitely going to start spraying it on. It's mostly calves. That's where it usually appears for me. If it does at all, it's in the calf. And so, yeah, I'm
Right.
excited about just spraying that on, rubbing it in before
Hmm.
bed,
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
seeing what happens. Yeah,
it absolutely will work the first night out. You won't have cramps. And what
yeah,
I tell people is it's not very well known, but magnesium is a natural deodorizer.
yeah.
So,
I saw that in the literature too, spraying it on. I never used deodorant myself ever.
no, and it's the
Yeah,
worst
never.
thing for you is to put
Yeah,
deodorant on. So I
yeah. You
tell
were
my
talking about that in the literature. Most of it contains aluminum. Um,
exactly so bad.
yeah.
So I tell my customers, and I always, because I do have a little shop, and I give them that literature, and I always send it the literature with an order, but whatever. Um, spray your underarms. I make my magnesium oil. It's not just magnesium oil. I also include in it Opti MSM. MSM is an organic sulfur compound, which is a derivative of DMSO that we were talking about before with the Pain Be Gone D. So, what MSM does is it it opens up the cell wall and has bound itself to the magnesium, so it brings it in lightning fast into your body, um, and it works. I mean, plus it smells like lavender, so it is nice. The other thing that the MSM does is with most magnesium oils on the market. Oh, thank you, Carol. You're right on the ball.
Yeah,
MSM.
she's been on the ball all the
I
way
know.
through this thing. Good job,
Dang,
Carol.
thank you. Um, what
Pretty
the other
bright
thing
lady this artist is.
I know.
She's a thinker. Yeah.
The other thing that MSM does in conjunction with magnesium is it does not have the sting and itching that regular magnesium oil has. It stops it. So that's the number one problem with any magnesium oil that you buy out on the market. You stop using it because it stings and it kind of
Yeah.
burns and itches.
How
Mine doesn't
curious.
do that.
Yeah.
It will not do it. So,
No, I want to go back long. This is going back, and it has nothing to do with our conversation. But Andrew, he's been active too. He's been putting a lot of things in, and thank you, Andrew. But you were mentioning the sun shower, and I used to have one of those back when I used to do a lot of camping, and I actually intend to recreate that for the summertime and lay it out there with urine and doing that. But I am also creating myself a tub where I'm going to be doing aged urine soaps. So I wanted to acknowledge, because I don't like to interrupt when you're on a roll. And
I know.
people are, I mean, comments are coming in like crazy, and I just have to ignore them really because,
Oh, oh, I know. I should probably not. I can't talk and read at the same time, and I don't have my glasses on. I didn't expect to be on camera, so yeah, I'm squinting. I'm not squinting. I don't.
no, no, it's all good. Yeah, yeah. No, this is the beauty of doing live. I
Yeah,
really enjoy the process because it's totally organic.
right.
And, we're having a conversation, but other people are participating in that. And I like that part. I like the
Yeah,
participation that people, and they talk amongst themselves,
I know.
you know. And that's so sweet.
Yeah,
They
that is
love
good.
each other too. So it's all good.
Good.
Yeah, yeah, indeed. So you say you have a little a shop like in there in North Carolina somewhere, like regular brick and mortar kind of thing.
No, not that kind of shop. Actually, it's in a what they call here a flea and farmers market. It's an
Oh,
indoor
yes,
farm.
yes, of course. Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
so it's something you do like just weekly or a couple days a week or whatever.
weekends, just on Saturday
Yeah.
and Sunday. And
Uh-huh.
my thing is because my Pain Be Gone Deep works so fast, I stand at the front of the shop and invite people to come in. If you've got pain, come on in, try it, go away, and you'll be back. And it's I'm seeing a lot of backache, um, carpal tunnel, tendonitis, neuropathy. I have this one lady, her husband wheeled her in and said, "Do you do anything for diabetic neuropathy?" And I said, "Yes, this works. It'll certainly, stop the pins and needles feeling." And he took off her shoes and socks. Her feet were gray, blue gray. I've never seen anything like that before in my life. So
Wow.
in my head, I'm like, "Oh my God, I don't know if this is gonna work." So I put it on both of her feet, really rubbed it in, brought it up to the ankles, um, because you never know where that nerve is coming from. Maybe the nerve that is firing is in her ankles, and it's working its way down to the foot. I don't know. So, and we're talking, and he's, asking me questions. How'd you get into this and all that? So as we're talking, we're not looking at the lady's feet. And I happened to look down after about, I don't know, 6, 7 minutes, and I'm like, oh my God, look at her toes. They were pink. It had brought
Wow.
it had
That's
brought
amazing.
the blood back into her foot. So yeah, it's crazy. I gotta,
So I want to ask, what part of North Carolina are you located? Where's this flea market?
oh, okay. That's what I see. I go off on benders. So, okay, we were in North Carolina. That's where I had my one shop up there. Now in I don't know, the end of November, we moved down to Florida. So I'm in northern Florida
Oh, I
and
see.
I have a shop here now. Um, so yeah, and I'm just starting over with my shop, and it's all word of mouth. I don't advertise, um, because
Well,
I
it
don't.
seems like your product sampling is the best advertising you can go with anyway,
I know,
because
right?
people are experiencing immediate results,
Yeah, and it, like I
and
said,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
10
impressive.
minutes, and you know if it's gonna work for you or not.
Right.
So,
No,
um,
and I was reading in your literature, about headache and all that, and um, I wake up with headache, and a lot of it is I just think the air in the trailer,
mhm,
because I run propane. I'm going to be cutting. I've been cutting way back because it's been getting warmer. I think we're
right.
past the really severe stage. So, but I did. I sprayed some of that
The
Maggie on my neck
magnesium.
and rubbed. Yeah, I rubbed it in. I rubbed it in my neck. It was just like no time at all. And
Yeah,
so, but
yeah.
I find that with my pee, most days I find that with my pee, any discomfort I might wake up with for whatever reason, generally within 5 to 10 minutes after my morning pee, I don't notice anything. It's just gone. So,
Right, right.
um, yeah.
Yeah, the
So,
paint,
but I like it. And it smells nice too.
yeah, yeah, it
Yeah.
does. The Paint Be Gone Deep, the salve also works for headaches. You put it on the back of your neck and it'll get rid of a headache in 2 minutes. I've timed it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm still discovering things that salve will do. Um, that my customers, and I ship worldwide, my customers tell me about. Like, I have customer in Ireland. She was going to a wedding in 2 days, and she had a sty in her eye. And every time she blinked, it was like blinking on glass. So she had originally bought My Pain Be Gone Deep for back issues, I believe. And she said, well, it's natural. There's no toxins. Nothing's going to hurt me. So she took a dip of it and put it in her eye. And yeah, because it's oil based, when she was blinking to mix it into her eye, she couldn't see real good at first. It was kind of filmy, but it took the pain away. And the sty was gone before her wedding. Not her wedding, but the wedding she was a member of. So, yeah, it's crazy like that.
Yeah, that's really impressive. I'm really fascinated by your products. I really am. And
Thanks.
Glenn's asking again, what are the ingredients? And you mentioned those before, but go ahead and mention them again, if you don't mind.
Okay, so there's comfrey leaf, comfrey root, plantain, Echinacea augustifolia, St. John's wort, pau d'arco, calendula, yarrow, and oh crap! Wait a minute. There's one more. It's
coconut and castor oil, comfrey leaf and root, plantain, arnola,
granola,
ARNIOA, Arnoa. Is that it?
ARN.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. ARNIOA, and then Pau
d'arco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nettles, calendula, yarrow, and other proprietary herbs. I guess that's what means prop. And rosemary essential oil.
Uh-huh.
Does that sound right?
Yeah. Yep. That sounds right. So yeah, lots of good stuff.
There you go, Glenn. Yeah. So, and in the quotes here, I'm in the comments, Carol had posted your link to swiftnaturals.com, if I remember.
Right.
So anybody who's interested in looking into and being supportive of her fabulous products, there it is. You can do that. She'll ship worldwide. So you're welcome, Glenn. Yeah. So, what other stories you got up your sleeve?
Oh, God. Okay. So I did tell one of the group members that I would probably talk about my tooth powder called Dirt, which has several ingredients in it. And if you look at any toothpaste, a lot of people don't know this either. Any toothpaste that you buy, even if it's so-called organic, has glycerin in it.
Like Tom's or something?
Yes, it's in there. Now, glycerin coats your teeth and gums in a film for 5 full days. So if you brush your teeth twice a day, virtually forever, that's not good. Because when it coats your teeth and gums, it does not allow for any minerals or vitamins that you get from your food or supplements, whatever. It doesn't allow anything to go in. And teeth are porous, just like bones, eggshells.
Right.
As a matter of fact, Rosalind? What's her name? Rosalind
Hanson.
Yeah, she sent you some eggshells. That is very good. That's calcium carbonate. That's going to build up, the hard structure of your teeth. So anyways, I created a tooth powder called Dirt, and it remineralizes your teeth. Also for receding gum lines, it will bring the gum line back down. As we age, our gum line goes up. And that's why if you look at an older person, they smile at you, you'll see this much of their teeth. Well, that's not normal. You know, your gum needs to be down. Anyways, let's see. I have several ingredients in the Dirt. It is calcium bentonite clay, diatomaceous earth, baking soda, coconut activated charcoal. That whitens your teeth first time out. Everybody that uses my Dirt say it feels like they had just got their teeth cleaned at the dentist office.
Wow. Now, how did you come up with that name? It's a curious name.
Because it looks like dirt. It does.
Oh.
And I should have sent you some. But anyways, and it could be used on dentures because it's totally natural. And it removes toxins from your mouth. That's from the bentonite clay, the diatomaceous earth. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but that's what's in it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm pretty excited about this. I just need to get a mortar and pestle so I can, you know, crush all the teeth and, you know, crush these things into fine powder. I don't have that. And
Right.
I'm going to get one of those soon.
Right.
But I'm excited because even in China, they have proven that they can regrow your teeth with urine stem cell enzyme.
Yeah.
So,
sure. Yeah,
and the way I'm watching my body change now and everything I'm experiencing now, I have no reason to believe otherwise, that I can and will regrow my teeth. Even in Hilton Hotema's Man's Higher Consciousness, he discusses how these people totally regrew teeth. You know, after they were more than 100 years old and they were regrowing teeth. Now he doesn't even talk about urine. You know, his whole focus is really on fasting, you know, and eating less and all of that. So it's really curious to me how much knowledge there really is in healing modality and how we can regenerate ourselves. It's pretty far out. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe that. So, let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I knew that, Carol.
Yeah. Yeah. Carol is real proactive with the comments, and I love that. And I thank you. For those that are listening, she said that you can use the crushed eggshells around your roses, and it keeps slugs and caterpillars off your rose bushes. And so, yeah. And this, when I've had the real honor and privilege of being a good friend with Rosalind. We've been friends since early on. We met online, and she like you, she's just a medicine woman. She's really a wizard, and she's been applying different things for a real long time, and focused a lot on urine, but other elements. You know, she's pretty versed in so many modalities. It's really and she understands the body because she's a body worker, and the integrated sciences of the body, which, you know, is really powerful to understand how it all actually works. I never knew about my body until I started doing urine therapy. You know, I never knew about nutrition until I actually switched from my carnivore to vegan, and I started paying more attention about acidic to alkaline, and, you know, doing different things. I mean, I went so far as to order all this organic turmeric root, and did the whole process myself, and made a jar of fresh turmeric powder to alkaline and help with our arthritis and all that. But really, again, nothing was changing until I started drinking pee, and then it just started accelerating like I couldn't believe. I was just astonished, really, honestly. I was so astonished at how quickly my body started to go into recovery. It blew my mind.
Yeah.
And that's why I've been a proponent strongly for it right from the get-go, because of the dramatic changes that I went through. I figured, if it works for me, it's got to work for others. And based on testimonial, I've seen that. I've heard it from many people.
Yeah, I'm not, because, I do a ton of experiments. I mean, my kitchen sometimes looks like a lab, with all the things that I do. So I'm trying this, trying that, and I don't have cancer. I don't have any sickness or anything like that. But that being said, I am not the healthiest person in the world because I'm Italian and I like my pizza. So, every once in a while, something comes up, like, was it 2 weeks ago? I think it was. I had pleurisy, which is, there's three linings of your lungs. The inner lining gets inflamed and pushes against the lung. So it hurts when you breathe. It hurts when you lay down. I'm talking really hurt. And of course, I don't go to a doctor. What are they going to want to do? Give me pills, make things worse?
Right.
So,
exactly.
And it's like I started to say, I don't loop. I don't drink my urine consistently all the time. I do the universal remedy, which is a homeopathic, and I've posted it several times on the group on how to make it. So 4 drops under the tongue goes right into your bloodstream, and it's like instantaneous. So to me, that makes more sense. It fits in more with my lifestyle.
Yeah, well, Martha Christie included that formulation in her book, Your Own Perfect Medicine,
Right.
how to arrive at that that end, the naturopathic urine remedy, whatever.
Right.
And for me, it's just I don't know. I just drink my pee, rub it in my body, whatever,
and that's great.
And it works.
Yeah, that's great.
I don't know. It just works. So.
And
I like it. It's funny how different people have different, considerations about its taste, that, and the other. Now, I went vegan 3 years ago, and I included everything in that when I did, meat and dairy and seafood and whatnot. But I've recently, I've actually been having some fish, which. Like I did yesterday, I made brown rice. I scored this beautiful okra dumpster diving yesterday. I got like 15 pounds of oranges, tomatoes, okra.
Wow.
I got all these things.
Cool.
And I steamed the okra. I made just made brown rice, and I steamed the fish as well. And then I I had this, it's like a Polynesian sweet and tangy, they call it, it's kind of a marinade dipping sauce kind of thing. And I just had that. I didn't put anything else on it. And it was delicious. And so my pee this morning, I just drink it. I don't go, oh, you had fish, or, oh,
Exactly.
I don't go through any of that shit. And speaking of pizza, now I hadn't had any pizza in years, but I recently I bought 2 pizzas over the last, I don't know, couple of months. And when I went to, we only have 3 stores here in our booming metropolis of Moberly, and one of them is Walmart. So Anyway, they have like 7 doors in the freezer section that are all pizza, and
Mhm.
only one is like what you would consider like a vegetarian
Right,
type. Just one product,
right.
and I really liked it actually. Pesto, spinach, roasted mushrooms, a little white sauce, thin, and I'll be honest, I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I enjoyed
good.
it thoroughly. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, you have to
So
do
here's where I've come, and I've come full circle. Now the chances of me eating meat are pretty slim. I just don't. My body isn't yank. I just don't. I don't even feel it anymore. I just have no desire for it. And I
yeah.
already know the results of any excess dairy, I always loved cheese, but I know how my body reacts to it, so it's easy to keep that at a real minimal to nothing. But the fish thing, I'm having a different conversation about, and one of the things I always really loved was I always loved oysters, but when I went vegan, and I was living on Hood Canal, okay? Hood Canal oysters are world famous.
Oh,
And my friend, where I lived, has his own oyster beach. And he'd be, bringing them up by the bucket load. And so for, a couple of years, I'm in this denial about it because I thought, oh, they're living too, I mean, I had this ethical conversation going on, but yeah, I'm going to go back to Washington in the weeks to come when the timing's right to retrieve my computer and my archives.
hmm,
And they're at his house. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to having some fresh oysters because right around that time of year, when the waters are still cold, they're awesome.
oh,
It's
okay.
yeah, yeah, usually around April. Going April, May, it's like the
Oh,
real height of the season for oysters. So,
uh-huh.
and the point I'm making about all of this is that what I've learned in my own personal experience and growth is that I'm not hung up. I've gone through many phases and went through many levels of denial, thinking that I was going to be the master of some bullshit, being the ultimate vegan, breatharian, fruitarian, da 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 da, and I'm thinking, what the fuck, dude? What are you? You're tripping, you know.
That's
And
true.
so I've really relaxed. I've really relaxed. Like I'm doing my body rub this morning, and I'm man. I look at myself in the mirror and I go, dude, you're looking really good. My body is lean. I'm down to 165 pounds, and it's like my skin's all getting toned. Yeah, it's just like working. Whatever I'm doing is working. So I just don't trip on any of it anymore. I don't. I make no bones about it.
I
The
know.
rigidity. I think the rigidity is not a healthy choice
No, and it
because
makes you
there's a
crazy.
sense of denial about it.
Right. It makes you crazy. If you have something to eat, like I'm a proponent of salt, I have to have salt. Um, like a sole. I make a sole. If I get a pain between my shoulder blades, that tells me that I'm potassium deficient. So I just have some sole and it's gone. Um, things like that. If you eat too much salt, and your pee tastes too salty, well, drink more water. Cut back.
Yeah.
You know what's happening. And if your pee tastes bitter, okay, well, it's because, I don't know, you drank too much or you had some too much wine or meat or whatever. So you cut back. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm not strict on the diet thing, and everybody talks about every kind of diet in our group, and that's fine.
Yeah, and it's
Whatever.
funny how we call it diet. How about live it?
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
choosing live it over diet.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm into food. At one time, I was a chef in my own restaurant. My
Me
husband
too.
started a restaurant. It was Greek, Italian, and American.
Nice.
So, yeah, and I like food. And now my husband, he could be a vegetarian, no problem. I can't do that. It's not, I tried. I can't. I eat a little meat. I'm not overboard because, like the pleurisy thing that I was telling you I had a few weeks ago, because I am not an everyday urine drinker. That one glass I had, after, I thought, great, I got pleurisy. What the hell am I going to do? So I drank about a glass of urine, and the pain was like 80% gone. And I'm like, damn, I love this stuff. It's crazy because I don't have a disease, so I'm not seeing these miracles every day. But when I do it, it works every time. So, did it 2 more
Yeah, well,
times.
sorry to interrupt. I was just going to say, I was a chef too, and for decades, and I had a lot of blood on my hands, literally, and I realized in handling these products that it was causing more and more distress to my hands, not just by physically handling, cutting them, trimming them, and doing all these vegan choice. Oh no, you disappeared. Where'd you go, Carol? Hopefully she'll figure it out and come back. She just disappeared. You're watching, I can tell, but where'd you go? So anyway, when I made that choice, it was really ethical for me. I just, I think I had enough the trauma of it all to just kind of convince me, change my mind. And I never say never about anything. But so far, it just hasn't been anything that that I care about. It doesn't even come up for me. When I smell it, it just smells like dead flesh. That's I kind of get this. I don't walk by restaurants that are blowing all that smoke out and think, oh God, that smells good. I go, oh God, that smells horrible. But that's me. And I don't trip on any of it, and I don't care what other people do. None of my business. And that's the thing that I found disturbing a lot in the rigidness of some of these communities, where they just people bash because they eat meat, and I don't think that's the healthy choice. Oh, your phone died. Even though it was fully charged when we started, I don't think it'll charge up enough to get back. Well, there you go. So we did cover an awful lot of territory, though, and Monica is really an amazing woman, amazing human being, and I so appreciated her being a part of this today. She brought a lot of information forth. She has an amazing amount of experiential knowledge and practitionering work, and I value my friendship with Monica in a very deep way, and appreciate everything she's brought to the table today. And so, technology always seems to have its own way of prompting what's so. So I do want to remind everybody that next week I've got Brian Smith and Graham Hart coming on the show from Europe. And I also, 2 weeks from now is Lana Love. She's also got a lot of great thoughts. She's been practicing a lot of ideas for a long time. And so I'm excited about that. I am having fun on Saturday mornings with the Casey Caban Saturday morning cartoon show. If anybody likes to have some cartoons on Saturday morning. I'm certainly one of them. And so that's Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. I also welcome you again if you want to participate in the ORIN Oracle book. It's in the publisher now, but it's not too late to make donations to paypal.me/WEEDU. And you can secure a copy that'll be signed by me to you, personalized. And let's see. Oh, I want to mention the Water Life Symposium for those that are not familiar with it. It is an awesome opportunity to really actually get together and commune with people. And the first one was last year, and the next one will be this year in September 21st, 2nd, and 3rd in Las Vegas at the Westgate Resort. You can go to waterlifesymposium.com to register. It's only $35, and it's a great event, and I encourage people to consider it in their fall plans. It's right at the beginning of fall. It's at the equinox. Isn't that cool? So I really love you all dearly. Oh, thank you, Carol. Yeah, she just posted it. It's actually just WEEDU. It doesn't include the SHIVAMBU, but you'll find it. It's there. I thank you very much, Carol. And yeah, thank you. No, it's okay. Monica says, thank you so much, WEEDU. So sorry it ended sooner than you thought it would. I appreciate you, and thank you for having me on. Love to you and everyone who took the time to watch. And I feel the same way. I thank everybody who's joined us and participated. Monica is a really fine human being. And so it's all good. The shows only last as long as they do. We don't have any set time that we're committed to. We don't have to. And I've had the cats outside the whole time, and they've been freaking out the whole time. So I guess it's time to wrap it up. So I hope you all have a beautiful, wonderful, marvelous day. Thanks again for joining us. Keep your peace together, and boom, you just been loved. Ha ha. Bye now.